to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and a happy Wednesday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this August 6th. We are just about at 5:32 this morning, and it's time for a check of our weather with Megan Dusmal. Megan, what's going on? Is it hot today?
For Amelia, it is on that hotter side, but for most folks out there, it is a nice start to a summertime day. The main story as you're heading out the door, especially for our Kentucky counties, will be some of this dense fog. Now, we will continue to see the fog as we're going through the next couple hours, clearing out as the sun starts to warm us up. But we are under that dense fog advisory for all of our Kentucky counties, with the exception of Lawrence County. Now, in terms of the rainfall, we're nice and clear on that front too, but we will see some rain chances picking up as we're heading into the later hours of the day. And of course, in terms of those temperatures, it is not too bad of a morning, mainly sitting in those 60s, seeing 70s popping out as you travel towards Somerset and Monticello this afternoon. Everyone will be looking at those 80s with the exception of Wise. 77 degrees is that forecast high temperature, and then we're looking at a mixture of the mid 80s across the board. Amelia.
A man accused of murdering several members of one family was caught yesterday morning in Tennessee. Austin Drummond is now in custody a week after a baby was found abandoned and the baby's parents, grandmother, and uncle were found dead. Yesterday morning's arrest happening after a shelter-in-place order was put into effect in a neighborhood in Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson is about 70 miles from Tiptonville, Tennessee, where the family was murdered. Law enforcement honed in on Jackson after surveillance footage showed Drummond armed, walking around several homes on Sunday. A Rowan County man working as a paramedic is facing charges in two separate sex crime cases. 32-year-old Shane Peterman is accused of sexually assaulting a patient last May during a transport from Ohio to UK hospital. State police say he was on duty at the time. He's also facing a rape charge in a February case out of Rowan County involving a position of authority. Peterman has pleaded not guilty and remains in jail as both cases move through the court system. A Friday night shooting in Floyd County left investigators searching for two teenagers they believe to be responsible. Investigators say 5 cars were shot on US 23 in the Prestonsburg community late Friday night, leading police officers to footage and witness testimony that placed 2 teens reportedly parked near Bull Creek Trade Center. Police say one of them attempted to shoot at the tires of cars passing by before they fled the scene. Police Chief Ross Shurtleff says he was able to interview the driver of the vehicle, but officers were still searching for the accused shooter Tuesday. And while he says the names of the suspects can't be released, the investigation is still underway.
The individual that's cooperating with the investigation has made clear that their intent was never to hurt anybody. They were just trying to shoot people's tires out and make them, and they succeeded in one case.
Shurtleff says no one was injured during the shooting, but it posed a significant danger to everyone. He says he plans to work with the court to charge the teens to the fullest extent of the law. A Corbin woman is facing charges after a fight that left a man injured. Laurel County deputies say 19-year-old Sierra Hoskins started a physical altercation off American Greeting Card Road on August 3rd. The man had visible injuries, including a bloody nose, scratches on his torso, and hair pulled from his scalp. Hoskins was arrested and charged with assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. Attorneys for former Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Steins want a psychological evaluation unsealed by his next hearing. Video shows Steins shooting Letcher District Judge Kevin Mullins inside the courthouse last September. Steins was later indicted for murder. A hearing on a motion to dismiss and a motion for bond is set for August 15th. Attorneys say contents of the psychological evaluation are directly relevant to issues expected to be raised at the hearing. A Southern Kentucky City Council could hear evidence in an attempt to impeach their mayor. The first step toward that process was started in London Monday night. The mayor tells us he has the support of most of the town. Some city council persons say the mayor has not acted within the proper authority or channels. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more.
There are 14 allegations of misconduct that city council persons have against London Mayor Randall Weddle. He's accused of hiring people for positions not approved by the council, paying employees excessively, to not living in city limits.
Whether he did it or not, that's for the evidentiary hearing. That's for the actual removal proceeding on August 20th.
But Mayor Weddle claims problems go back to when he was first elected in 2022, and people are now in the corner of the man that he beat, Judd Weaver, who was appointed to the council.
How does a guy get beat in an election? The public did not want him as mayor, and this council has appointed him after we had one to resign.
Most of the city council persons that I spoke with simply referred me to their attorney, but Councilman Anthony Ortega sent me a statement claiming that the mayor has not acted within the law. And he also says in that statement that the mayor believes that the Kentucky revised statutes are merely suggestions. Ortega also questions why 8 months after Doug Harless was shot and killed by police, there are no answers. Weddle says he believes there's a faction that points to that deadly shooting, but says it runs deeper.
The community's had too much going on. You know, I hate that they've decided now to have their petty politics.
I'm not sure how the city politics are relevant to this. This is, at least as far as I'm concerned, this is just about ensuring that the city is following the law.
Roberts says the vote to have the evidentiary hearing had to be a majority vote, but he says for Weddle to be impeached, it needs to be unanimous. Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Attorneys for the City Council say the hearing will take place at 9 o'clock August 20th. If you would like to see a complete list of the allegations and more about the story, you can go to our website, WYMT.com. London Mayor Randall Weddle received a special present Tuesday as well. First responders throughout Laurel County came together unanimously to dedicate an American flag that survived the tornado to Mayor Weddle, simply thanking him for the long hours and hard work that he put in the night of May 16th and afterwards.
For us to be able to give this to him, it meant the world to us, and just to let him know that, you know, we appreciate his leadership, we appreciate his direction and the way that he's moving this city forward.
First responders say rather than sitting behind a desk, Mayor Weddle had his feet on the ground, assisting any way he could, and they say they're extremely grateful. Kentucky lawmakers are considering creating a new division within the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control that could regulate cannabis-infused drinks. During a meeting last month, committee members talked with ABC Commissioner Allison Taylor to discuss the implications of creating a new division within ABC. Officials say the key takeaways from the discussion were the need for changes to broaden ABC's authority, along with increased staffing and evaluation of associated funding needs. Lawmakers say this conversation comes after the passage of Senate Bill 202 during this year's regular session. It created a regulatory framework for cannabis-infused beverages as more non-alcoholic beverages are being created.